Why were we deserving of this? Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Chicken just came out of the oven.
I can't let you go, baby. I just want to tell you that. No.
So I let the rice soak for the last hour or two. I'm boiling some water, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mix up the rice a little bit more for another 30 seconds, and I'm gonna drain the water. Okay. I do oil just to cover the bottom, maybe 1-2 spoons. Okay. 2 cups, so that's 1. Garlic, black pepper, tiny bit. I always have to make sure that it doesn't come out too much. And I wait for it to boil. Mix it up a little bit. Towel. Okay, 15 minutes on the dot. Hi, Shalom, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do some Shabbat prep as well as answer some questions about the war and how we're all coping with this crazy situation. I made challah dough about 2 hours ago, and I put it in the fridge to rise because it was rising very fast. It's summer here, so it rises very quickly. So I put it in the fridge and then I punched it down again. The chicken is actually still frozen, so I'm going to make the chicken after the rice and the challah. My husband made a lot of vegetables, and he also made some turkey for Shabbat, so we kind of divide up the work. So let's get started with the challah. See, it's a little bit sticky, so I'm going to get some flour, tiny bit of flour. The least flour you use, the better. Okay, tiny bit of flour, not too much flour. 4 comes out a little bit prettier, but making 4 strands is a little bit more effort than making a simple 3. So I have a trick that I wanted to show you today. So the trick is to make 2 into 4. The way I do that is like this. See, now it became 4 strands. So I do second over, first to the middle, second over, first to the middle, second over, first to the middle. Someone asked me in the comments, how are we all coping with, the imminent threat that Iran is supposed to attack us, and Hezbollah also threatened to attack us. How do we deal with that anxiety? Of course, we are worried from Hezbollah. Of course, they are right next to our border. They're neighbor to us as opposed to Iran, and we know that they have a lot of rockets stored. Where their main goal is to attack Israel and to make the entire Middle East, this Muslim Shiite place. And part of their tactic is to create terror, right? Nasrallah wrote, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, he's trying to use psychological war against us. Of course, we're going to be a little bit afraid, but we can't give in to this fear entirely. But one of the things that really helps Israelis is dealing with it is through humor. There is just so many jokes about their threat, about the fact that they're taking their time. So many jokes going on WhatsApp and Facebook groups. So just knowing that we're all in this together. Okay, that's the rice. Okay, so now what I do is I take the rice, I shut it off, I just let it sit over here for 15 minutes. It's hilarious stuff. So humor is one of the most therapeutic things that there are, and we know that it's just such a funny situation, crazy situation, that laughing about it really helps. Another way that we cope is through connecting to God and connecting to our heritage. Now, of course, seculars and people that are atheists will say, people, they want to cope with their tragedies, so they invent this God that, they could believe in, and it gives them hope. Now, when things are so strange and so deviate from nature and so crazy, you know that there must be some plan here. It makes it more clear that there's some force that is, designing what's happening here, and nothing is just happening for no reason. So a lot of people said that since October 7th, they've been connecting to God more, starting to keep different mitzvot. Now, I'm not saying all Israelis are becoming Orthodox. That's not the case at all, but you realize that, there's something very powerful and very spiritual behind what's happening. So there's two ways to look at the reality. The way the Bible teaches us to look is, for example, the reason that the Jews went to exile, you can say, it's because, the king of Babylonian, Nebuchadnezzar, had a stronger army, and you could look at all the historical reasons, or you could look deeper into the reality where, okay, the Jews, we did something wrong, we did something to deserve this, we need to grow from this, and that's how the Bible teaches us to look. So same thing with October 7th. I mean, this vicious attack that is the deadliest Israel had. You could say, okay, we flopped. What happened to the intelligence and the prime minister and the army? Everything that could go wrong went wrong. And of course, that's something that will need to be, after the war, we'll have to check what happened, what took place. But there's also the other way to look at it, that why did this happen to us in a deeper sense? Why were we deserving of this? What can we learn from this? What can we grow from this? And it's clearly from Hashem, the way everything possibly that could go wrong went wrong, and all the kidnapped and all the things. It's so, you can't even believe that this took place. Like hundreds of times since, me, my friends, family, it's like, did it really happen? Did this really just happen to us? It's so hard to believe that this happened. Another example of how you can look at reality in two different lenses is with when Iran attacked us with hundreds of missiles in April. I think it was April 13th or 14th, the night of between 13th and 14th. So you have people that say, what a miracle. Like there was 99 point something percent success. What help from Hashem? But then there's the voices that are more realistic and saying, okay, we had, a very strong army, and our allies helped us, and of course it's all true, and we have to be so grateful for, all the army and our allies that helped us. It's all true, but also, yes, this is a miracle. It's not just because, they didn't really they warned us in advance, they didn't really intend for it to hit, and all these things like that. And the truth is that Hashem is protecting us through this incredible army, and we're extremely grateful for this army. We're not in exile, and we know the importance of a strong army. We know that it's not just about, davening to Hashem. It's not just about learning Torah. Those things are great, and they save the world, and they have an impact, but we have an obligation to, have this strong army and defend ourselves like in a way that we were unable to do for almost 2,000 years. So now 15 minutes are up for the rice. I take off that, and I have beautiful basmati rice. I'm just gonna take a spoon and kind of fluff it. Chicken is still a little bit frozen. I'm gonna put the chicken in after the challah. We just woke up from our nappy. How's you doing, Amiyadi? I'm gonna go take care of Amiyad a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you what all the food looks like. Chicken just came out of the oven. We have rice, and we have the challah that we made. So that is all for our Shabbat prep. Thank you so much for being here. Those who wrote to me that they're praying for myself and my family and the people of Israel, thank you so much. It means so much to me to hear that you're praying for us. I hope and pray that we have swift victory over our enemies that seek to destroy us. And that is all for this Shabbat prep. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Shalom!